Hi guys, the cable standing press and the cable standing row. So, you'll need to have access to a cable machine. So what you want to do is, you want to start light and warm yourself up. Safety is important. So what I would do is I would grab it with 2 hands, pull it out. Make sure you have a little bit of tension and you've got it pulled out. You don't want to be too close. You don't want to be in here. So pull it out a little bit. And you want to set it up. You can do a staggered stance. Okay, you don't want a tightrope. You want to have some space between the feet. Okay, and then you can let go. Okay, and what you're doing is you're pressing forward. Okay, you can just press straight forward. Okay, you can have the arm out 45 degrees. You can have it 90 degrees. You can have it close to the body. Okay, and you're pressing it forward. Okay, and you're getting a twist. You can get a twist, or you can just go straight. Okay, make sure, don't let this thing pull you too far back because that might cause pain on the shoulder. So you want to go just slightly past the body. It's really a personal thing. You really want to be very careful. Don't let it pull you too far back. Okay, so if this is in line with the body, you want to go a little bit further back to get a little bit of a stretch and then forward. Okay, some people like to do this thing. I actually like to put my hands behind my back sometimes. Other times I like to put it on the core so I can get some involvement there. You can also be in a lunge. Okay, this position, if it's too high up, it's going to squash you up here and be uncomfortable. Okay, if it's too low, that's also going to be uncomfortable. Okay, it's going to feel like it's almost pulling you down. So, with it being low, you can push up slightly. With it being higher, you can push somewhat down. But for the level position, you want to be in a sweet spot. So, now you can also do it right here, in a lunge. And you can twist and push. Okay? And then you want to stay on the same side and get a pull variation. So the pull is the same thing, just the opposite movement. Pulling this way. Okay? You can get the engagement in the core. Okay? You can come down to the lunge right here. And as for pushing and pulling, okay, here is more rear delt. You won't use as much weight. Here, when you pull, you'll probably use more weight here. And you could try a 45 angle. So 90 degrees, 0, 45. And when you're pressing, if you're at 90 degrees, that has caused problems for some people. So I would recommend going about 45. I like to even do the press that's actually close to the body. Okay, you do get a lot of triceps involvement, but it's a good safe movement. So let's take a look at it again. Now on the pull, you're probably going to use a little bit more weight. So you might have to adjust. So you do your pressing movement, and then you adjust the pin to make it a little heavier when you do your pull. So let's just take a look at it again. Okay, I do my reps I want to do, 8, 10, 12. Okay, now I might have to adjust the weight, staying on the same side. Okay, the advantage of this is if you're using 2, the traditional bodybuilding movement, which is a finishing movement, it's not really a weight exercise, it's not a mass builder. It's not a strength exercise, it's more of a feel, it's more of a finishing exercise. So this exercise takes that idea, a cable chest exercise, but only does it on one side, which means you can use heavier weight. Because if you're using 2 cables, you're limited by the amount of weight that you can use, because the legs, depending on whether you're doing it from the top or level, the legs might not be able to ground you. The legs and the abs might not be able to keep you in place. Whereas when you're only doing one arm, you can really load up in weight and make this into more of a strength exercise because you're loading up on weight on one side only. Okay? Now if I had 2 cables, it might pull me back, so I won't be able to use as much weight. Whereas with just one, I can really load up on weight and then get some strength benefits. It's often said that in many ways the push-up is better than the bench press because it gets core involvement. You just can't incrementally go up in weight on a push-up. However, this is a pretty good way to get a standing pressing exercise that gives you some strength benefits because you're still involving the core, you can engage the whole body, the legs, and then get that pressing motion. Now the pulling is also real nice because you're grounded. Engaging core, okay, here you get probably more lower back and legs, and then you're rowing. I actually like to do this movement, which is more of what I call the rowboat. So it's almost like I'm rowing. Now, it might have been, perhaps there's a device that they'll eventually invent where you can put your foot up and actually get the row. But until they do, this is a pretty good exercise. So you want to get really grounded, strong legs, and get your row going. The variation is a short bar, and I like to do over-under position. So it's like this. Okay, I'll come a little bit closer so you can see. Okay, and you're taking like this, and you're rowing. Okay, we'll show you that in a video. Okay, happy training, guys.